Okay.
Okay, I was just trying to figure something out. Okay. Promote. Hi,
I think Fatma was in the middle of saying something.
Yeah, just
I
that
was-
I'm excited for this, and then Kashyap demoted me to an attendee. So basically saying, shut up.
I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to see if I can, if Jahan is host and I'm co-host, can I change things around?
Okay. I've
Okay,
sent you
so-
the
Yes.
I've sent you the link.
Yes. I will put this up closer to the event time, like closer to 8:50, because otherwise people might be able to see it.
Okay.
Right
But
now.
since we're live, you think everybody can see us? Because we're live in public.
I don't know. Ramsha would tell us.
We
Can
can,
see
but
how
I think
many
we can
views.
change it to private right now and then make it public around the time when we're closer to the.
It's like, even if it's public, somebody would have to have our link to see it, right?
तो अब तो
Yeah,
मेरे
I'll
लाइफ
create
में
a
चला
link.
गया ना?
नहीं,
नहीं,
मेरे लाइफ
YouTube
में
की
तो
बात
Stonks
करें.
का है. I'm not
हाँ.
putting the link on Stonks here. That's why I'm not.
हाँ, अच्छा. ठीक है,
YouTube
ठीक है.
का
Then
link
it's
I'll
fine.
share during around 9ish.
What?
Yeah, we'll share it like slightly earlier than that.
हाँ, YouTube live का link जो है ना, I'll share it on my stories.
Do we
like
need,
share it on
do we need
Katalyst.
to ask Davis anything? I don't think, right? I think we're clear on what we have to do.
Yep. अभी बस हम Stonks में log in कर लें, like मैं और Ramsha या Ramsha
Okay,
logged in है
let's
already.
figure out Stonks. Wait, let me.
Yeah, where I also should be on Stonks.
Okay, but guys, remember to keep your Stonks on mute, because we'll be like
Yeah.
talking here.
So Stonks.
Oh wow, it's showing that we're live right now on Stonks.
What?
Like how?
They say,
No, but
So
for
basically-
us, right? Has the event started?
yeah, it says live join event.
Oh shit! Maybe we need to stop the live streaming right now.
Yeah.
No, let me just see.
Then
No,
I can show
it says it will begin in 31 minutes. When I try to join it, it says it will begin in 31 minutes.
Okay, right. So when I go on join event at YC,
Yeah, it says the same
right,
thing.
it says 31.
Yeah.
Because
So that's
I'll have
fine.
to
This link.
go and I have to actually put in the link and then start the event from stage and controls for that to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to go?
Jahan, you should be fine. Like, I don't think we need to do anything. I'm just trying to see that.
No, but I want to be on Stonks as well.
Oh, so you just have to be on, like, just go on stonks.com and just log in through your
And go into the link.
And go into the link. Yes. So no, you won't go into the link. You'll click on your ID and go on to the dashboard.
And go on to the dashboard.
Yeah.
I'm on stage and controls right now.
I don't see the stage and controls.
Did you click on the demo day wali actions, then edit?
Edit what? Edit profile?
No. Go to dashboard,
Actions?
And then-
edit?
action,
Yeah.
and edit.
And then
Okay.
ऊपर आ रहे होंगे event details, startup, stage and control,
Yeah.
stats.
So stage and control में जाके क्या करना है?
Oh,
Nothing.
basically nothing. We just have that open. Just for
Huh.
clarity, Kashyap, who's putting people on stage, me or Ramsha?
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to check. If I'm doing okay, so what we do is when I start doing the introduction of the startup, you should start putting them on the stage.
Okay.
Fatma, okay, do you have stage and control? Fatma.
Yeah,
Fatma?
so I'm putting Teletalk on stage. Like I'm just checking.
Yeah, makes sense. You can keep we can already put Teletalk on stage right now.
Yeah, the Teletalk is on stage, then I will change to find my doctor इस तरह से.
Yes.
If I can clear stage right now.
So you will change it when I say introducing the next startup. I have the file downloaded. where
Okay.
I
Sounds good.
So, but when you where did you say we should turn off our audio?
The Stonks live page. You know,
So
when we
basically,
start streaming, Jahan, it's the Stonks ka thing will start showing our live video.
but the thing
So
is, Kashyap, the rest of us will be on mute anyway, right? We don't have anything to say. You are
Yes.
only one, so it
But
should
we'll
be
hear
fine.
but हमें double आवाज आएगी, यहाँ से भी आएगी and Stonks से भी आएगी. So that is why Stonks should be muted.
हाँ, वो mute कर देंगे, but I don't think कि वो
हाँ.
voice over वाला problem होगा for other
हाँ,
people.
हाँ.
So in that case, I'm thinking maybe then Fatma and Ramsha, you can become the attendees, and because what eventually will happen is we'll have one founder, we'll have two, the two panelists asking the questions, and myself because I'll be doing the introduction, and Jahan. So we'll already have 2, 3,
5.
4 on the screen.
So I
So
think you
maybe-
can just put us off as it. We can be attendees.
Yeah, then I'll
Yeah.
just move you to attendees unless something.
Where?
glitch
You mean
on-
on Zoom?
on
Yeah.
Because I was seeing how they do the other strong pitches and stuff. So they usually, they have like 3 to 4 panelists who are asking questions. So, they have those guys and they have the founder.
Okay, so nothing really is happening on the Stonks page, is there? Other
Not-
than we are pushing.
Okay, but yeah, so Fatma is going to be on the Stonks page because she's going to be putting the startups on
Stage.
Yeah,
stage.
but once she
Ramsha?
puts them there, they will appear here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, they will not appear here. So what will happen is, let's say Teletalk comes, we'll introduce Teletalk. I'll make Teletalk a panelist. They will do their presentation, they will do their answers, and
Here.
then I'll make Teletalk an attendee. Yes.
Yeah, this is
Again?
Zoom. And
is on
Stonks के
Zoom.
पेज पे उनकी जो वीडियो स्निपेट्स वगैरह वो टेलोटॉक की चीजें आने शुरू हो जाएंगी.
That's
When I
because
put them
Jahan,
on stage.
what will happen is that the live stream will happen and uske niche description aa rahi hogi. The description is on the Stonks page and the live stream is happening on Zoom.
Isn't that a bit confusing? Where do people go?
No, they don't have, they will, the attendees on Stonks will see the whole thing. They will see the video and the description. At the back end, we need to ensure that it's on time.
So who can see the Zoom? Just
Only us
Okay.
and the startups.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Now I've
And the
understood.
attendees will see, when
Only
they
the
see
Stonks page.
startup and then the description and the live. That's how.
Okay. Got it.
So Fatma will be handling Stonks. She'll be putting them on stage. I'll be handling introducing them and making the attendees making the startups panelists to present and then taking them back to attendees.
So they have to be panelists on Zoom in order to present
Yes.
Yep.
on Stonks.
This is a webinar.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Ramsha, what I'm doing, what you should be doing is, so I'm adding you to the Stonks ka chat that we have with the founders. Just you'll need to keep an eye on the Stonks page and chat, you'll be able to view the chat that's happening. If you see a founder, if somebody is asking questions and a founder is not responding, just ping them. That,
Okay. So chat box side mara, right? On the right hand side.
Yes.
And
Now
it
you're
will
on
give me
mute.
an option to and it will give me an option to ping them.
No, like you'll have to go on WhatsApp. It won't give you an option. You'll have to go on WhatsApp and be like,
Oh,
guys,
okay.
somebody's asking
You're
you a
adding me to
question.
WhatsApp. I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Stonks. But
No. I'm adding you to WhatsApp.
So Kashaf, where is
Yeah.
all the information that the startups have put up?
So Jahan, if you go on your dashboard, there is a section there called startups,
Yeah.
and they're all over there. So if you the little arrow on the right, if you just
Yeah.
click it, you can, and if you go into edit startup.
But shouldn't it be under view intros?
No. We're the host, so we can edit all the startups. That's why it's coming like this for us. Once the demo day is over and they put it on their page as you can still invest and commit, that's when they'll be coming as intros that we see.
Okay. I was just wondering. I said, I can't see them anywhere. All right. Got it.
Yeah, it is like the whole, like it's a bit confusing with like multiple moving parts, but
No,
we
it's
should.
okay now. All right. So what do you want to do? You want to stay here until the startups join?
I mean, it's 20 minutes till they start joining. So
It's not
I
20
think-
minutes. They will join after 10 minutes.
yeah, right. So we might as well. Actually, I'm thinking I should have actually told Fesson and Atif to also join a little early, but I didn't.
Yeah. 5 minutes early at least.
Yeah.
You can just still drop them a message, probably. Just say, yeah. I'm so nervous but excited also. I have been eating up a storm.
You just need an excuse to eat up a storm.
I got so much dessert at home
I, on
today.
the other hand, am so nervous that I haven't eaten, and I will eat after the call.
Okay, I
Yeah,
had my
good.
dinner because I said up 10 baj jayenge nahi to 10:30. So I came home and I had my dinner after I had screamed at the K Electric guys.
You should start charging for it. Okay, so I'm
Just hope it all stays. So guys, if anything happens to my electricity and I leave, you just continue because I'm not sort of handling anything really. So I don't think anything will happen, but just in case.
So I will put the streaming link on Stonks at 8:50. At that point, we should all just like stop the chitter chatter.
Okay. Got it. We can stop the chitter chatter even now if you want. If you want us to save up for.
I didn't want people to be privy to our. Yesterday was so funny because we had Davis from who was the other guy with John, and I think initial 10 minutes it took us to figure out YouTube, and I swear he was probably thinking, are these guys running a tech accelerator or what?
Like he had such a bored look on his face. Like it was like he was over it.
But then our startups impressed him.
So it's all right.
And now he seems very excited. So I think we're
Yeah. No, it's good. I'm sure it'll go off well.
I would also.
I've just been excited about getting the grant.
You think?
I'm sure.
Who do you
Yeah.
think will raise money, like the most money? Like if you had one startup in your mind.
I have a feeling it will be very surprising. Like
I think it's going to be MedAngle.
I was thinking about that also.
it could be them, yeah.
Or FMD.
Either them
I somehow
or
don't think it will be in an investor's lounge. I don't know why.
I think it will be. I think they have.
who was John super impressed by that?
Yeah, but John doesn't have the money, huh?
No, but like, what was his epic
on
startup
the
business?
dry run page? On the dry run page, John invested in Social Champ, Azib, and Sendit.
No, he also invested in Bechlo,
There was something
$250,000.
else.
So I think he was just fooling around. I doubt he would.
Oh, Wonder Tree. Wonder Tree is also like, I think their
Wonder
model
Tree, I
is
think,
good.
has a good chance. And I
Ah.
think Find My Doctor also, MedAngle. I'm so excited about all of them. Teletalk has a good chance as well. So let's see. I hope several of them raise so that it'll be exciting for them as well as for us.
Yeah.
And, for the American investor, these amounts are, small. Okay. Should we make them attendees? Kasha? Should we throw them out?
I'm just emailing them.
I don't think there's any harm in them remaining.
What did
as-
Saj just said on send on WhatsApp?
I don't know. I'm just emailing Davis the link and okay.
Saad says that it says no comments or intro requests yet.
Yeah, this
Hasn't
page I
started
could
yet.
also see, but I think he needs to log in using the link, no? That is when
Oh,
he
he's
can
logged
see
in,
the
but
the link
अभी तो
for
intro
the
request नहीं
demo
होगी
day.
ना, अभी तो start नहीं हुआ.
But ये वाला नहीं देखना चाहिए ना, उनको तो वो वाला नजर आना चाहिए कि Stonks demo day is starting in this.
No, but these guys are not. These guys are startups, right? So they've made their startup profile.
Oh, okay. This came when I was logging in from
Yeah.
my founder
Yeah.
account.
Remember when we were doing it in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm also going to just quickly run to pee and then we can just start.
You know there we are on YouTube live, right? You've just told the world that.
I think the
Okay,
startups
guys.
will join in like 5 minutes. You can put us down as attendees now, Ramshar Mujhe, instead of panelists.
No, I can keep you here right now till they join because they'll all be attendees. Once
Okay.
artists and everybody starts joining, we can remove. I'm thinking, shall I put the link on the streaming thing now? Or not yet?
I think wait till 8:50.
Okay. Fatma, you have the stage and controls with you, right?
Yep. It's right in front of me.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on stream and do the start event, and then I will not be on the Stonks page. So you should be able
Okay.
to handle all of that. We've got a lot of other people who've signed in. Sorry, who are now invited. Accepting. And for some very odd reason, now we're not getting it as total number. So like now it's more than 67, but it's
Yeah,
not giving
because
us.
it should be more because MailerLite, but I think it's gone up to like 30 because वो मुझे click से पता चल जाता है.
हाँ, तो वो जा रहा है, but I think वो अभी हमको but okay, I guess. Oh, so I should also start the recording. Record to the cloud now.
Yeah.
Can you check if it's recording on cloud?
How do I check? No, it asked me the option to record. It asked me
Okay. ठीक है. Okay. That's fine then.
Is the background the blur it or anything considering we'll be live? Okay, somebody else here. Attendee is there. Samir is there. Jahan, we can't hear you.
Are you letting them all in?
No, they're attendees. This is a webinar, right? So they can actually hear this conversation.
Hi, Samir.
He can't say hi.
This is the best thing.
He can type hi.
This is the best thing. We can say what we want and they won't be able to say anything other than type it out.
Hi, Samir.
Why is Fatma so far away? Fatma, why are you so far away?
I was leaning. I was just now I'm back close again.
So Samir is the first to arrive. So Kashaf, when will we let people in? As soon as we start, they'll be able to come in. You're mute.
What we'll do is once Atif and Faisal are here, and we can say like, hi, and you do like a small quick introduction of Atif and Faisal, and like that. And then what we'll do is we'll start the pitches in order of what we had done. So if Teletalk is first, we'll get Teletalk to come pitch.
No. I meant the audience. When
No, the
will they
audience
be?
is, they'll be able to, they can like go in anytime. So at 9 o'clock exact, the event will start for them, the live
Okay.
stream. So we need to ensure that we start the pitches or we start the introduction of Atif and Faisal at 9 exact. So
Okay.
that's what they'll be able to see. So at 8:50, I'll put up the link, the YouTube link on the streaming to see that, everything's working.
Sure.
Oh, Shabazz, you can just type.
Shabazz. Hi, Shabazz. We can't hear you. You'll have to type. Hi, Arham.
Hi, everyone. So essentially what will happen, you guys, is when it's your turn to present, I'm going to make you a panelist. You'll be able to share your screen and do the talking and answer the questions.
You answered his question.
I thought. Okay. Ramsha, you're in charge of the WhatsApp chat. Yeah, you're on mute.
I said someone's on the WhatsApp chat. Vakas, Nabil.
I really hope so, Shabazz. Okay, so I'm taking this, I'm now putting the link on Stonks. So everyone just mute yourself now. Hi, Davis.
Hey there, guys. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm pulling up your guys' dashboard now so I can monitor along with you all.
Okay, Davis, just a question. So I've uploaded the YouTube link to the stream, but I haven't started the event yet, right? So people cannot view it right now.
People
Okay.
cannot view it on the Stonks platform.
Okay.
If your stream is unlisted, people shouldn't be able to view it on YouTube either. You'll just, I can see myself talking on there. So it's set up and it's
Yeah.
moved. When you're ready, you just hit start event. There'll be about 15 seconds of latency usually between what we're doing here and the Stonks platform. That's just built into YouTube. That's every live event has latency, so you can stop in case something happens.
Okay, no, perfect. And just so for the founders, I've asked the person presenting to be on the YouTube and the other person to handle the questions that come through on the Stonks chat. That's okay, right?
Yeah, that's actually what we recommend. Yeah, one founder to present and the other one sit in the chat on Stonks and answer any questions that come up there. It tends to be pretty effective that way.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much, Davis.
Yeah, of course. And Bo, I'm here to help with if the stage needs help being run at any point, if you guys are, having trouble with that or anything, and answer any other questions in chat about the Stonks platform that happens. And I'm essentially here for any other help that needs to be done. So just let me know.
No, all right. Thanks so much, Davis.
Real quickly, one thing I do recommend when using Zoom and the webinar function, this is for the founders who are currently attendees. If you guys, I see some of you have already done it, you're putting your startup name with your name. Highly recommend doing that. You should have the tag show up when you're talking, I believe. So people will be able to see. So if they're just tuning in to the live stream, they'll be able to know immediately what startup they're on just by seeing you talk. So just keep that in mind, that your username on the Zoom should probably have your startup name in it too. You can just edit that pretty easily.
Right, Davis, we're just waiting for the panelists to come, the two VCs. So as soon as they're here, we'll start.
Yeah, no worries. Do you guys want me to stay on the panel? You can put me down to attendee if that's more comfortable with you guys. And
Okay, yeah, I think I'll do that once. I'll move all the other people also to the attendees. So myself and Jahan would be there along with that.
awesome. Yeah, of
Okay.
course. And again, I'll be monitoring everything here. I've got both sides here ready to move. So if I need to take over the stage at any point, you guys let me know, anything like
Okay.
that. And I'm ready
Thanks
to go.
so much. Thank you. Okay. So we
Thanks,
have,
David.
okay, Jahan, I'm just going to start the event now. Hi, Faisal, how are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you guys.
Okay, we've got Atif. Hi, Atif, how are you?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Atif, how are you?
Hi, Atif.
Good,
Hi,
good.
Faisal. Thanks for doing this.
Good to see
Hi,
everyone.
Jahan. Good to see you, Faisal. How are you?
Likewise, Atif. How's it going?
Good.
Jahan, if you can just do a quick introduction and then we can start with startups.
No, you go ahead, Kashaf. It's your baby. Go ahead. I'm just going to observe.
Thanks, Jahan. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Faisal. Thanks, Atif, for taking out the time and being here. We've got Faisal Aftab, who's the co-founder of Zen Capital, and Atif Awad, who's the founder and managing director at Indus Valley Capital, some of the most prolific, investors in Pakistan. We're starting this. This is the first time we're doing the Stonks and the Katalyst demo day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start introducing the startups, and then they will be able to pitch. So the format is we follow a 3-minute pitch, followed by 3 to 4 minutes of Q&A. After which we'll move on to the next startup. And if anybody has any other questions, they can move on to the chat as well. Okay. All right. So without further ado, I'll bring the first startup on. We've got Teletalk. And so Teletalk is building Pakistan's homegrown social messaging platform. Their mission is to improve the lives of citizens through digitization and aggregation of local content, commerce, and services on their platform. They're doing this by building hyper-localized creator content and conversations, on-ramp microservices, and building trust with local regulators to create secure communications and commerce services. I'll now let Shabazz take the stage.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Shabazz. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Teletalk. We are building Pakistan's first fully homegrown social messaging stack. So me and my co-founders, we have been in the mobile messaging space for the past 16 years now, and we have pioneered several messaging initiatives that have created impactful value and also made profitable businesses. But we continue to be frustrated by how underserved the messaging potential is in Pakistan right now. If done right, the sizable Pakistani youth, they're just coming online for the first time and they're rushing towards social networking platforms. If we can just promote our business layers and our ecosystem connections over there, we can actually address several of the social problems like financial inclusion, digital services adoption, and even literacy rate by bringing payments, social commerce, G2P services onto this layer. But due to data concerns, regulatory issues, corporate governance, and not being culturally representative to our users, the current social networks are actually unable to be utilized to their fullest potential, which is a potential $14 billion value. So to address this, we are actually creating Teletalk, which is not just supposed to be a social messaging platform, but actually a communication stack for the nation, which is going to power all future digital conversations for Pakistan. Now, this is a complex and audacious execution. The way that we are doing this is by building 2 layers in tandem. One is our social network, which is the Teletalk application, which is basically responding what the core users' needs are for the Pakistani youth, developing for them by developing hyper-localized services and content. The other is our business layer, in which we are taking messaging services and allowing and empowering businesses to chat with their customers through a variety of communication services. So far, this strategy is actually helping us out in servicing 3.5 million Pakistanis on a monthly basis. We have actually grown 7 times in terms of messaging volume in just the past 12 months alone. And in terms of our execution of our business strategy, we have actually earned more revenue, which is about $3.5 million or so, than the capital that has been raised by the venture thus far. One of the biggest validations that we received thus far of building locally is that one of our biggest customers is the government of Pakistan, which is actually licensed Teletalk to build the internal communication system for the Pakistan government to actually promote to a local homegrown messaging platform. We have been supported thus far in this journey by a stellar consortium of international and local venture capitals. Some of the finest corporate enterprises have joined forces with us to develop the next layer of communication for the nation. And we hope for you to join us in this journey and to build a platform that Pakistanis everywhere would be proud to call home. Would love to take questions from you guys.
Good to see you, Shahbaz. Can you talk more about the revenue numbers are impressive. Can you talk about the sources of those revenues? What are the biggest sources for that revenue? And what's the run rate right now for the revenue?
So when we say $3.5 million worth of revenue, so that's total revenue earned thus far. We do about $1.5 million worth of recurring annual revenue on the platform thus far, and that's without taking into account any future sales that are coming in. So from the business layer, we actually have servicing through the legacy messaging platform like SMS and IVR, which constitutes about 30% of everything that we do. Then we've got a sizable portion, which is now growing very rapidly, in which we do embedded chat services, and we take rich multimedia chat experiences and embed it into any third-party app or website in which B2C or peer-to-peer chat services can be actually enabled. The third part of our service revenue is actually platform licensing. So that recently with what we are doing with the Pakistan government and also a couple of other private leads which are coming up. So that also takes care of the other breakup as far as revenue is concerned.
Shahbaz, can you tell me about like your network effect to date? I mean, what type of user growth have you seen?
Yes, so from our consumer platform, so far the last 12 months, we really focused on the retention aspect of the service, because otherwise, CAC is cheap in Pakistan. You can throw money and have a large volume of users that are churning on a month-to-month basis. So we really focused on making sure that the users that are coming onto the platform are actually sticking. So we went from 90,000 monthly active users to 500,000 monthly active users in the past 12 months. And we have about 90,000 daily active users coming onto the platform as well. But what has been more revealing, Faisal, is that the engagement time on the platform has actually also grown threefold, in the past 12 months as well, from about 6 minutes per user per day to now about 17 to 18 minutes per user per day as well, which is, showcasing the whole validation experience experiment that we are doing in terms of retention. Now we see that the time is right to actually grow and scale the platform and head towards a convergence point to get the business layer connected to the social layer.
And what's the increase in the active time? Was it linked to actual chat communications or content engagement? I know you guys are adding multiple layers to the platform.
Actually, what was fun to observe is from just, we're not just a messaging platform, we have integrated user-generated content as well and other third-party content as well. But what we are seeing is that people are making new connections on Teletalk. We see that people are finding like-minded people on the platform. People are interested in faith-based content or cricket or Bollywood, etc., and finding new people to chat with. As soon as those connections start to make, we see that the organic adoption is also going and their time spent on the platform is actually increasing too.
Lastly, how is the international communication to the GCC? Is that still something that is a significant source for you guys?
Actually, 95% of our total population of users is actually coming from Pakistan. And more interestingly, our stickiest users are coming from tier 2, tier 3, even tier 4 cities of Pakistan, and that's how we are responding with the product development as well. So as far as the expat community is concerned, that's actually a lesser proportion or what it used to be. And we actually double down on what's happening in our own nation.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Shahbaz. I'll now bring on the next startup. Thank you, Atif. Thank you, Faisal.
Thank you, everyone.
Next, we have Find My Doctor. So Saad is on a mission to build a super app for healthcare services. He's doing this by his platform, which is providing healthcare services at home, ranging from COVID tests to doctor visits to getting medicines delivered, or even lab samples collected from your doorstep. It is a technology that is acting as a bridge between verified doctors, trusted and leading laboratories, and patients. In addition to that, FMT also offers competitive health insurance packages to a lot of small SMEs. Saad, over to you. Saad, you're on mute.
Hi, everyone. My name is Saad Siddiqui, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Pakistan's first and only healthcare super app, Find My Doctor. Find My Doctor is really close to me, and it is dedicated to my mother who lost her life because of a doctor's negligence. It all happened in the year 2012. From that moment onwards, I wanted to create a platform which would transform the healthcare sector of Pakistan and make healthcare affordable for the people of Pakistan. Through Find My Doctor, you can call a doctor at your home, get your test done at home, get your COVID-19 test done at home, as well as get medicines delivered at home, as well as buy health insurance, which not only covers hospitalization, but covers our services as well. You can get all of these services within 99 minutes. While our competitors are mostly appointment booking and lead generation platforms, Find My Doctor is the only healthcare player in the market which has its own fleet of doctors and phlebotomists that provide healthcare services at home. We have an awesome team. Our CTO and co-founder is from Tesla. Our CMO is from JWT. Our head of engineering is from Amazon. Chief Healthcare Officer is from Karachi's largest public sector hospital, JPMC. Our head of growth is from Baikia. And our head of sales has joined us from Citibank, having 17 years of experience in the insurance market. We recently closed our pre-series A round at a valuation of $5 million. Lead investor was TPL Ventures. Ever since we've raised investment, you can see our growth. And in the month of January, our revenue has increased by 100%, and January has not even ended as yet. Majority of our business is coming from Karachi, which has a population of more than 25 million people, more than the population of United Arab Emirates. Pakistan's healthcare market is booming. The TAM is $12 billion. According to WHO, TAM is $12 billion, SAM is $5 billion, and SOM is $1 billion. We are looking to raise $2 million at a $20 million valuation, and the investment will be used for opening up more dark stores so that medicines can be delivered at your doorsteps within 30 minutes. And we further improve our technology and use AI and ML to predict how a patient's next few years will be. In short, Find My Doctor's main aim is to impact people's life through a creation of a proper healthcare ecosystem. Thank you so much, and I'm open up for questions.
Saad, can you called yourself a healthcare super app? Can you elaborate on that? I mean, I'm trying to understand the platform. Are you allowing doctors to use video communication? Are you integrating with pharmacies or integrating with labs? Just kind of elaborate on that a bit.
Okay. So through our application, you can call a PMC verified, Pakistan Medical Council verified doctors at your home for the checkup. You can get your lab test done at home. So through our app, you can select any laboratory that is on board with us. The phlebotomist will come to the house, take the sample, deliver it to the laboratory. We do not charge extra for that. Few of the hospitals have outsourced their lab collections to us, home lab collections to us. Similarly, we've got medicine delivery. We just opened up our first dark store in Karachi, and we've started medicine delivery as well. For COVID-19 testing, we are testing patients at home right now. The rate of testing in Pakistan is 6,500. On the other hand, we are testing people at home at a rate of 3,900 only. We've got health insurance as well in it, and we're about to launch our telehealth service as well.
Okay, thanks. I guess on the revenue, could you just quickly give a breakdown of what the source is? And you said the spike was post-funding. Where specifically did you channel it? I mean, where's it coming from?
So our revenue is mostly coming from insurance, from doctor consultations, and lab testing. So in Karachi, there are three major hospitals that have outsourced their collections to us, like National Medical Center, Darul Sehat Hospital, Kutiana Maiman Hospital. They've completely outsourced their collections to us. they generate the lead, and our team of phlebotomists, they go for the sample collection.
Okay. Thank you.
You pointed out a difference from the competitors. There are several players in this market that you have doctors on panel. So this is your doctors versus doing lead gen for others. That's a super interesting model and different. How do you see that scaling? So once you get to millions of patients, what do you imagine? Do you imagine having tens of thousands of doctors in-house, or do you feel this is just a wedge and then eventually you do have that lead gen model?
So right now, the main focus, as I feel that Pakistan is not ready for telehealth completely. So our focus is that we make the customers comfortable with our services. We provide services at home and later on convert all these customers towards the telehealth feature.
And is the telehealth still it's a call with the doctor that's on your payroll, or can that be with any doctor in Karachi, for instance?
So it will be with anyone. We're adding up specialized doctors as well, and majority of our focus will be on mental health.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be partnering up with various psychologists and psychiatrists, and we'll be getting them on board, and they'll be working with us, and we will not be charging a lot of money, which mostly the platforms are doing right now. We will be providing services at a very subsidized rate. So if you see, everything is interconnected: the doctor, the lab test, the medicines, the telehealth feature, and the insurance. So everything is interconnected.
Right. And so what's the differentiator? So at that point, it starts to look very similar to what OlaDoc or HealthWire or Marham. So there are, 4 or 5 players in this space, and nobody is really broken out. It's interesting. Like I've thought a lot about that. I'm curious how you think you'll be able to win this market and be the market leaders here.
So mostly the players that are working in the market right now, they're mostly generating leads for the doctors who have their own clinics. The problem is the person sitting outside the clinic of the doctor is not letting, it can break the connection between the patient and the platform. They can give their own number. The patient can call directly to the doctor and book an appointment. So that is a major problem that I feel. When we launched this platform, we were doing the same thing. We were an appointment booking platform, but we changed our services completely because we understood that there's a huge demand in the healthcare sector if you focus on the home sector.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So one quick question. You said you're building dark stores for fulfillment of medicines directly. Why did you select that path? Because there's a lot of competition in that particular segment. Couldn't you have just partnered with one of the existing players like Davai or Meds and More and effectively leverage their inventory and make a spread on it? Because I feel like it's a bit of a divergence of focus versus onboarding doctors.
So the problem that I faced, we had partnered up with various pharmacies in Karachi, and we were selling medicines through those pharmacies. But there was a huge problem, and because the data was not digitized with the pharmacies. However, I started testing the other partners the other players that are delivering medicines. The problem that I felt was everyone was delivering medicines after 4 hours. So we want to make a system where everything is interconnected and we deliver services within 99 minutes.
But it's quite a serious endeavor to build dark stores. It's quite CapEx heavy, right? So do you think raising 2 million is enough? Shouldn't you go for something bigger?
Definitely not enough. It is definitely not enough. But yes, our focus right now will be mostly Karachi, and we'll be opening up at least 7 dark stores in the city of Karachi to deliver medicines, within 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tessa. Thanks, Atif. Saad, thank you so much. I will now bring on the next startup. So next we have Investors Lounge. So Investors Lounge is on its mission to build an education and intelligence platform to train the next generation of young investors in Pakistan. They have already successfully served over 100 plus financial institutions and high net worth individuals in providing powerful market monitoring and insight gathering tools. Senan, we have you here, and I'll give you the stage now.
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody. Just let me get this set up. Are you able to see the screen? The slides? Thank you so much.
Yes.
So, hi, Atif. Hi, Faisal. Hi, everybody. My name is Senan D'Souza, and I'm co-founder to Investors Lounge, which is a financial literacy company that helps build money management and investment skills in young Pakistanis. The reason why we are so passionate about this is if somebody 10 years ago would have given us the right guidance, we would not have made the financial mistakes that continue to cost our families to this date. But the information and the access to these financial products is scarce. So let me take you back to 2020. Pakistan stock market delivered about 38 to 40% dollar-denominated returns. It was the best performing market of Asia. Fantastic. But for the fifth largest country in the world, only a few thousand people could take advantage of that opportunity. Because only 0.2% of the adult population of Pakistan invests in capital markets. That is the lowest in Asia. And that problem continues to persist because young Pakistanis, somebody that I would be 10 years ago, have a problem of a lack of awareness. There's nobody to educate them. There's nobody to train them to be better at investing at inflation-beating assets. This is why we've built a SaaS-based platform that offers courses that looks to train the next generation of investors in Pakistan. So we've built courses from the start, from building the positive money mindset to stock market trading, mutual funds, retirement, fixed income, and insurance, all of those things. What we've done is also we offer the opportunity for users to compete in leagues so that what they can do is they can practice investing so that we can be better. They can develop the skills, the knowledge, and the confidence before they get started in inflation-beating assets. So what we've done is we do this for about 500 rupees a month. We target senior students and early to mid-aged salaried professionals. What we're looking to do is we're looking this entire market opportunity for us, because there are few investors in Pakistan, what we see is fantastic upside potential. It's about 5 million internet users. It's about 10 million phone banking users, growing at about 30% every year. Most people, at least 19 million saving accounts have money parked, which is losing 3% a year. So that's our sweet spot. What we're looking to target is those 19 million people, which roughly amounts to about 680 to 700 million in terms of market size. Is the slide changed? Okay, hold on. What we're looking to target, we're targeting 100,000 users. In 2022, about 20,000 paid users. To get to that, what we feel, which is going to be the largest client base in the investment management industry. Apart from conventional media, what we're looking to do is we sign up partnerships with ICAP, with ACCA, with business schools, with commercial banks, so that we develop a rich funnel. And we're building towards a mega challenge in Pakistan and mega investing challenge in Pakistan, which is supposed to bring the buzz and appeal that investing and investment culture needs. As a team, we have 25 years of experience in capital markets. We've already done B2B. This is our venture into B2C. We've done 350,000 in revenue. We've served financial institutions and high net worth investors. We're looking to raise about 200,000 against 4% equity to get us to about 700,000 in projected ARR, and well positioned for our Series A. Thank you for listening and happy investing. Happy to take questions.
Thank you, Senan. What's the current traction like? You mentioned 20K paying users in 2022. What's the number for last year?
So we launched, our soft launch was yesterday. What we're looking to target, our core launch is in February. What we've done is we've already started to develop these funnels. We have about 40,000 followers on Facebook. We have these partnerships with around ICAP and ACCA, the combined membership of which is about 120,000 people. So these funnels are already there. We're looking to get the best out of these people because before this, we were doing B2B, mostly financial institutions who invested in the capital markets.
Got it. So given that, you're essentially pre-launch, just launching, why raise so little? Why not take a bit more dilution and raise more capital so that allows you to ensure your product market fit, ensure those early traction and hit your targets for the year?
So right now, that's a great question, Atif. Right now, what we've looked at is looking for a small round because to figure out the right kind of valuation, we understand that this deal would be de-risked if we were able to achieve a certain amount of traction, the numbers that we're looking to hit. We're confident that we'll be able to hit those numbers. We already have cash at bank because we raised a previous round to restructure the company and clean up the cap table. So that's already done. We think we'll be able to do this pretty much, and then be a lot more confident in our numbers moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Sanin. Good to see you again. I think the last time we spoke, you were doing B2B. So good to see you've expanded. Sanin, I have a similar concern or similar question to Atif, where I feel like you're raising too little, especially for B2C, because this is you have to move pretty aggressively in this game. And the other thing I wanted to understand, the platform seems like more of a training platform, like TradingView or something effectively before you get onto this serious platforms. Why not look at integrating actual trading apps as well into the platform? Because it would only be natural for people to want to graduate and go to start trading live, and you want to keep them within the platform, right? I just want to kind of understand, do you feel there's enough of a TAM of people that will pay for training versus given that YouTube and so much content is out there now that's training people, right?
Those are fantastic observations, Faisal. I'll take them one by one. So the first is, yes, the amount raised seems small, but happy to have that conversation with people who could guide us better. We feel that we've created that funnel, which is good enough to get us to a stage where we would be a lot more confident raising a big amount and get that traction. So to de-risk the deal, that is our understanding, but happy to have that conversation later. The second is, yes, it does look like a trading platform right now because mock trading, essentially, the most juice and the most activity comes out of stock markets. But within the next 2 months, we're looking to add mutual funds and economy and Forex very quickly because the base architecture, given that we've done B2B, an extensive, very advanced insight platform for B2B over the past 3 years, so we have that architecture. So loading up that data is very easy for us. We would have done crypto, but yeah, that seems kind of ambiguous right now. Third is the integration of an actual trading platform. So there's actually 3 routes from here. If you look at India, there's Grow, there's Upstocks, and there's Zerodha. They've done fantastically well. 1.85 crore mutual fund investors in India, 70% of them earn actually less than 5 lakhs annually. So the middle class and the lower middle class is very active in capital markets. So we believe that is definitely the case. There's a big enough time for that. So we were part of the SECP Sandbox program. We graduated with a robo-advisory license. A couple of things to go and we'll have that. The investment advisory license. So it's not like we've not thought about that, but going from a learning platform, going from understanding that enough people, collecting insights from enough people about their behavior also opens up a pathway where we can design the next generation trading platform. So you could be a trading platform that you could sub-license to brokers and earn through revenue, through a cut of their revenue. You could become a broker on your own, which is the path that Grow, Upstocks, and Zerodha have taken. It is a little messy, but things are getting a lot better. So those are all options open, available to us as we move forward. But yeah, that's a bridge that's a couple of months, where we'd like to, cross that bridge. And happy to have that conversation later on.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Sanan. I'll now bring the next startup. Next, we have Connecture. Connecture works for sign language accessibility and deaf inclusion in Pakistan. They provide virtual and in-person sign language interpretation services, teach sign language, and collaborate with corporate clients to ensure accessibility. They actively produce video content in Pakistani Sign Language for the deaf community, which is available both on YouTube and Facebook. Arham, over to you.
All right, perfect. Am I audible? Let's see. All right, perfect. So globally, nearly 400 million individuals face some level of hearing loss. And a reality of that particular matter is that the people required to facilitate their communication in daily lives, which are professional interpreters, still lack in numbers. And while governments and institutions across the world are increasingly focusing on deaf inclusion, even drilling down just on the regional market size, we still see that there's a huge gap where nearly 100 million individuals and more than 1,000 corporations just across South Asia need some level of facilitation in assisting them in realizing that accessibility vision, as well as providing them with a framework that helps them make their products, services, and offerings more inclusive to a whole group of people that they never considered before. That is where Connect Here comes in, where we've developed the region's first end-to-end virtual interpretation application, which allows anyone with an internet-connected smartphone to get instant access to a virtual interpreter just with a tap of a single button. We also offer companies the opportunity to sensitize and train their staff members and employees, thus allowing them to make their products and services a bit more accessible than they once were before. And to help all the other hearing individuals play a part in making society equally as inclusive, we also offer sign language trainings. And based on all of that work, based on that 360-degree approach, Connect Here is South Asia's first and largest deaf accessibility focused social enterprise, with a leading market share in Pakistan and increasingly growing traction in other countries in the region. Our team is full of dedicated and enthusiastic individuals, many of whom are deaf themselves and many who are child of deaf adults, including my co-founder, Azima. Azima and I primarily have experience that is worth nearly more than a decade between the two of us, focused on technology development, social development, as well as deaf advocacy. And talking about just the numbers that we did last year and our future plans, we've generated more than 12 million rupees in revenue over the last year, aided by our extensive clientele of more than 80 corporations. We've also gotten more than 5,000 application users ever since we launched it back in July of 2021. In the coming year, we project our revenue to grow by more than 50%, particularly owing to the long-term partnerships that we very recently signed, focused on global expansion with banks, governments, as well as pharmaceutical companies. And in the even further future, we want to focus on automating that whole end-to-end chain that particularly focuses on the deaf accessibility aspect. And for that, we will be leveraging AI and machine learning technologies. And for all of this, to further accelerate and increase the scope of our expansion, we are looking for a funding of $250,000. That is all from my end, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have.
First of all, very cool platform. It's I like what you guys are doing. It's very interesting. Could you tell me about? You said you're looking for global expansion, looking to do global expansion. What is the total market of individuals with hearing impairments on the planet? Let's say in the developed markets and GCC or South Asia combined.
So particularly just in South Asia, we're looking at nearly 100 million individuals that face some level of hearing loss to being profoundly deaf. The statistics on the specific level of their hearing loss is still a bit hazy because especially in Pakistan, the census data hasn't been as reliant. So we usually rely on the numbers provided by the WHO. So globally, we're looking at 400 million, and just in South Asia, nearly a quarter of that.
And what type of client? I know you've gone for a lot of corporate clients, and I guess when somebody with hearing impairment comes on one of their platforms, somebody comes on with sign language. Can you kind of elaborate more on the back end, where how you onboard people, resources that can actually communicate in sign language, and then how do you plan to scale?
So the first kind of people that we've actively approached are children of deaf adults themselves, because for them, oftentimes their first language that they learn is sign language. And we've noticed that they're far more proficient than anyone else who can actually learn sign language over the period of like a year. So those are people that we actively target. We either hire them full time, depending on the amount of resources we require. Otherwise, we have them as independent contractors that come with us on a project-to-project basis. Currently, we have a roster of roughly 60 interpreters, and every year we're actually increasing them by conducting our own training programs that last a whole year, where we take them from beginners level up till international level, where in consultation with the World Association of Sign Language Interpreters, they're trained regarding how to interpret professionally based on an international standard. So,
thank you.
Thanks, Aram. You have a stellar list of corporate clients here. Could you talk more about what's the biggest use case for these corporates? And then also, what percentage of the corporate revenue is recurring versus one-off?
Sure. That's a wonderful question. So in terms of what particular services we're providing majorly to all the customers, we've noticed that everyone has some level of an independent idea of what they want to do or how they see accessibility at their kind of corporate level. But with banks in particular, after the State Bank very recently released a notification demanding all of the banks to actually incorporate a 360-degree accessibility focus, we have had a lot of banks particularly reaching out for employee sensitivity. We've also had them reach out for training their branch managers in sign language so they could actually cater to deaf customers. We've had them wanting to deploy our application within their internal HR as well as branch use cases, because oftentimes training their employees is a far longer ordeal than just deploying our application. And other than that, we also offer a wide array of sign language content production services as well. And that's something they use for their learning and development purposes. And
is that quite distributed across these use cases, or is there a dominant use case that would be like 30, 40, 50% of the corporate revenue?
Yes, so that basically is dominant, but primarily how we pitch to these corporates is basically an accessibility partnership, where we provide them with the service of basically end-to-end accessibility services, where they don't have to worry about where they would need to deploy a particular accessibility tool and how they would need to do it in the first place.
Got it. And how you charge for then, that varies from client to client, and is it structured as more of a retainer model, like on a time-based, yearly based, something like that?
So before, it used to be on a project-to-project basis, but we've been really excited in terms of the partnership that we very recently signed with, especially banks, including Al-Falah, Faisal, and Mizan, where now that is on a retainer model, and we charge them a monthly fees based on all of the services and the extent of the services that they want from us. So now it's recurring.
Great. And then the growth for 2022, on your base, 50%, it's somewhat, low for a startup this early. And I understand, like capital might be a bottleneck, but let's say if that wasn't the case, like what kind of growth can you expect if you had all the resources at your disposal?
So that's a wonderful question. I think one of the major roadblocks for us particularly is the small team that we have. It's Azima and I and 9 full-time staff members, and we're geographically located in Karachi. So that's the place where we can more actively do a lot of biz dev, do a lot of client onboarding. But if capital or all of these resources were not a problem, we would instantly have a local presence in all of these other metropolitan cities in Pakistan and internationally as well. We've seen growing interest from Kenya and Bangladesh particularly, where 2 companies have reached out to us in terms of wanting their application being deployed in their spaces. But that's something we want to explore once we are once we have an even better foothold over here in Pakistan. So with Sindh government, we very recently came into partnership where all of their administrative offices will have our application so that they can assist all of their deaf citizens But we see that growing even further if capital is not a restriction, by going like very wide and all across the geographic spectrum.
Thank you.
Thanks, Arham. I'll now bring the next one. Next, we have WonderTree. So WonderTree is a startup that designs and develops interactive games using augmented reality for the rehabilitation and cognitive development of children with special needs. Each game is developed with psychological research to record certain metrics such as attention span, hand-eye coordination, muscular movement, etc., which helps in deciding, in analyzing and tracking performance and deciding future courses of action for their education. Over to you, Vikas.
Hi, I'm just sharing my screen before I start. Awesome. All right. So hi, my name is Vikas and I'm the CEO and co-founder of WonderTree. And what WonderTree does is basically we develop augmented reality based games which help children of special needs with their physiotherapy and their cognition and their education. And when I say children with special needs, I mean children with the Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, slow learner, and so on, with any type of mental limitations or mental challenges. So before I tell you more about the startup, allow me to tell you how it started. So it started with my co-founder and CTO, Usman, who has an older brother with special needs. And Usman got inspired when he saw his older brother Hamza, play Xbox, and Usman realized how motivated and engaged he was. So that's where the power of gamification came from. I'm Usman's neighbor, and I was running my own digital marketing startup, and the offer was just too good to refuse to be able to change the world or have an impact in the world. The problem that we're trying to solve is that special education and developed is at least 10 times more expensive than that of a normal child. There is a global lack of human resources and a global lack of infrastructure. In obviously developing countries, it is more prominent, but it is there. And not to mention the immense strain that it has on the parents and the siblings of the special needs children. The solution that we have been able to come up with is gamifying, taking physiotherapy, special education exercises and gamifying them using augmented reality. So for the child, they're just playing a game, they're having fun, but in reality, their motor skills, their cognitive skills, their educational skills are being improved. It is a niche market, but there is a lot of potential. Just to give you an example, the disabled assistive technology market globally is $26 billion, and it is growing. And the USA's budget for special education under the IDEA Act was $13.4 billion last year. Our business model is simple. We offer monthly subscriptions, which are geographic based. So we charge very less in Pakistan, but we're penetrating in US and UAE, and we're charging $30 per child per month over there. Our target market are schools, hospitals, and B2C. Our projected monthly recurring revenue for this quarter is going to be $9,150 and recurring paid users of $1,250. Otherwise, we have around $7,000. The thing that differentiates us from our competition is that we're using artificial intelligence, whereas our competition uses depth sensing cameras. So this allows us to target B2C and be very cheap and be plug and play. So we are on a web platform, so anybody can go log in, sign in, and start using WonderTree. We're also have strategic partners with Google, UNICEF, Mubadala, and Abu Dhabi's Early Childhood Education Authority. We are also enrolled in Google's pilot funding program, so fingers crossed for that. We have asked for $500,000, out of which $250 have already been committed, and we're looking for the remaining $250,000. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikas. This is really cool. I think you didn't do a demo, but just from the picture, you get a sense of, how engaging it can be. Tell me more about where the market is. So are you targeting mostly US market, and is that where the bulk of the paying users are? And is that going to be the plan going forward as well?
Sure. So Atif, we are still in the exploration phase, and we're trying to develop product market fit. However, in this year we have started penetration in the UAE market as well as the United States market. So we have alliances. We have formed alliances in schools, and we will be starting pilots in 2 schools in US for over 100 children, and then in UAE we have formed an alliance and a strategic alliance with Early Childhood Education Authority and ZHO. Both of these organizations are in Abu Dhabi and some schools in Dubai. And over there, we will be piloting with 300 children, which will be later converted into paid deployments. And we're also doing a research pilot with Mubadala Health. Mubadala Health is a very big sovereign fund and a big organization in Abu Dhabi. So this is where the revenue starts flowing in. As for Pakistan, we have recurring revenue. We have clients which have been using our games for 2 years recurring, 3 years recurring, but the purchasing power is very low over here.
Right. Yeah. The US and UAE markets make a lot of sense. So the follow-on question I had was, are you able to demonstrate in a quantitative way the improvements for different sort of disabilities?
Atif, thank you. This is a very good question. Yes. So there are 2 methods how we do it in a quantitative way. Number 1 are the reports. So every time a child plays the game, the report is generated and it is there for the parent or the institution to see how well the child is performing game on game or week on weekly basis. But apart from that, we have also conducted 3 researches with renowned institutions in Pakistan. And 2 of the researches are about to be published in international medical journals. And another research that we're doing is with Mubadala Health. So hopefully it will start, as soon as the COVID wave subsides. So they are going to start the pilot, and they will hopefully, also further give a proof that Wonder Tree works in a qualitative way.
Thank you.
Vikas, really cool. I actually had a chance to, I was in your office once, I think about 6 months back. So I got a chance to see a live demo. Really cool. Can you tell me a little bit about if there's any hardware component involved in the platform, or how is the motion sensing working? Does a user require a camera, or?
That's a really interesting question. So in line with our competition, and our competition includes MindMaze as well, which is like a billion-dollar organization. It's a unicorn out of Switzerland, and now they have expanded into USA as well. So all of them are using hardware. They're using depth sensing cameras such as Kinect camera or Intel RealSense, which are basically infrared cameras, and that hardware is a requirement. And that also means that they're restricted to Windows-based platform, and they need to sell the hardware. We are not using any hardware now. We have researched and developed a technology which is artificial intelligence. So the normal webcam on your laptop is able to detect the entire human body, the entire human pose. And this is what you saw as well, that any webcam can make this application work. And this is much more plug and play and accessible, because all the user required to do is just, go on the website, log in, and then start playing the games.
No, that's an important component, because I think that scalability will be a lot easier, especially in the international market. So very cool. And can you kind of tell us you're raising only 500,000 now? What's the use of the funds? Why not raise more and just accelerate this thing?
Yes. So we're raising this round because in order to achieve product market fit, again, we have already tested the waters. There is demand in US. There is demand in UAE. We are connected with the right people in UAE, the government and everything. We're connected with the right organizations in USA as well, the educational institutions. And we have a very good potential partner, which is Google. So we were a part of Google's accelerator, and we still have the luxury to get mentoring from them to get the analysis and reports and everything from them, the search results from them. So we want to utilize this amount in order to at least, set the first step, prove the markets, prove this thing works, and then raise more funding. Apart from this, we also do rely on grants as well. So just on a side note, there's a fingers crossed, there's a $180,000 white labeling deal going on in US. We have a meeting tomorrow just to confirm and finalize everything. And the ECA, the Early Childhood Education Authority, has also given us a grant of $200,000 this year. So these are also some things that help us, bear the liquidity. But this is just, hopefully the tip of the iceberg, and then we can really scale.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Vikas.
Thank you.
Next, we have Midangle. Midangle actually aims to make medical schools simpler for future doctors. Midangle provides an immersive digital experience for students to learn, practice, and review the things that they'll encounter in med school. It's an assessment platform made for future doctors, biomedical doctors, and current doctors. Over to you, Azam.
Hi, thank you. Can you all see my screen? Great. Becoming a doctor in today's world is easy and fun, said no one ever. Hi, I'm Dr. Mohammed Azib. I'm the founder, CEO, and CTO of Midangle, and my team and myself have revolutionized medical education and medical school curriculums in Pakistan and beyond. The problem is that all current and future doctors, they're drowning in a vast ocean of information, misinformation, updates, clinical and research advancements, and much more. The problem is that none of it is personalized for them as they go through their learning or their education or medical school, or even throughout their careers as well. So what's the solution? Well, that's Midangle. My team and myself built this while going through medical school. And what it does is that it provides automatic customization and personalization for future doctors. Quite simply, it's Khan Academy meets Stack Overflow for healthcare education, which makes it hyper relevant, hyper contextual, and really it's your context for your learning whenever you want. And of course, we're not just doing Midangle for medicine or Midangle for dentistry. We're doing Midangle for pre-medical education, Midangle for nursing education, Midangle for physiotherapy education, pharmacy, DVM or veterinary medicine. You get the idea. And all these subfields of medicine. Of course, these things reach more than 100,000 hospitals globally, 3,000 medical schools, and more than 300 dental schools, and of course, the other institutions as well. Now, our team is great. It's young, it's fierce, and it's ambitious. And just last year, in summer 2020, we were in just 2 medical schools. And 1 year later, we're now in more than 135 medical and dental schools across Pakistan and now internationally as well. We have 3 lines of business: the pre-medical education business, medical, and dental. We have over 42,000 future doctors. That's 1 out of every 2 in Pakistan on our platform across virtually every medical and dental school in Pakistan. And we have over 6,200 paid customers to date. And we also have the biggest ed tech platform for medical education in the history of Pakistan, with over 25,000 pieces of original content built in-house: MCQs, clinical cases, articles, concepts, facts, even videos. You name it, we built it in-house. But that's not all. It's also the biggest in the history of the Middle East as well. We've done over $100,000 in revenue to date, with 10 million PKR in 2021 alone. Engagement is up 5x year over year, along with the customer orders. And our customers have solved more than 18 million questions to date and rapidly growing. Our team comes from elite medical schools in Pakistan, such as Aga Khan, Dow, King Edward, Shifa, Ari Medical, and many others, but internationally as well, from Dubai Medical College, Ras Al Khaimah, Cambridge, and Oxford as well. And of course, our amazing 1,200 strong global team of campus ambassadors in countries like Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, England, Egypt, and many others as well. But Midangle will not remain Midangle. Midangle will become Angle, the future of education for any institution, for anyone who wants to learn, not just healthcare, computer science, engineering, law, business, you name it. So that's all about Midangle, and our future is Angle. I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you, Dr. Azib. How big is the market just focusing on the medical students?
So globally, healthcare education is $80 billion in 2020, and it's growing to be $140 billion by 2026. So the market includes literally everything. So that includes tuition, that includes ed tech, that includes software services, really whatever is pertinent to healthcare education. The global market is $140 billion projected by 2026.
And if you narrow it down to what you can capture, so obviously there's medical school tuition and
right.
all of that, but what's the number?
$26 billion.
Okay. And how scalable is the content for medical schools in Pakistan compared to MENA, to US? Can you carry over a lot of it, or is it
absolutely
contextualized?
Exactly? So that's a great question. So last year we were in 2 medical schools, just in 2020, and 2021 we're in 135. So we proved our model. We had a playbook. We scaled it up really efficiently. We're doing like a launch almost every day. So we've proven our model and replication. The only constraint in terms of like, I guess a concern would be the fact that the schools we launch at have to have their curriculum taught in English. But that is something that we can overcome in the future as well with enough capital and resources. But yes, it's tested, it's reproduced. We did it 135 times in 2021.
So I like MedAngle becoming Angle. When is that happening?
It's happening right now as we speak. We're recruiting advisors, PhDs, and professors to become really what we believe to be a competitor or to even replace Byju's globally. Because the way we see it, our software it's not applicable just to healthcare. It's applicable to any kind of education that can be transmitted through a digital medium. So that's happening as we speak. We're finishing up healthcare education for 2022. As I said, we're doing MedAngle for nursing, physiotherapy, pharmacy, and other healthcare fields because that is the need of the hour. But very soon, simultaneously, we're working on getting into computer science, law, and business as our first next markets.
Fantastic. Thanks.
I got a call earlier, so my apologies for this question. You may have explained this in your deck, but wanted to understand what's your monetization model?
So we're right. So we're B2C to B. So our primary thing is we sell to consumers. We have 6,200 paying customers, but we also have plans to sell. And we have interest from 10 medical schools in Pakistan to buy our software for the students. So we're focusing on the consumer side to really prove our model and our business, our product market fit. But we do have inbound interest coming from 10 medical schools in Pakistan as well. So we can sell to consumers, enterprises, institutions, really anything like that.
And Atif asked this question. I was kind of curious on this. The content, I know the examinations are very different and the way the curriculum is taught in Pakistan is different to the US. You're saying that this content can be applied in the US as well, if you had clients over there? Or would you need
Of course. Absolutely. I'll tell you why. Your body and Atif's body or Jahan's body or Kash's and mine, it's all the same. We still have the same bones. It's not that we turn into aliens, right? So the idea is that medicine is universal in its scope. The manner in which it's conducted, of course, that changes from school to school. It's different at Oxford, it's different at Al-Khan, Dow, whatever. But the idea is that medicine is still universal. Our software optimizes and understands that the nuances of each institution's pattern or pathway, we recognize that and we adapt to that automatically. So that's why we know that our software and our experience is reproducible and adaptable to virtually any medical school that's taught in English.
And do you have customers overseas? Have you tested this overseas?
The vast majority of our customers are in Pakistan. Of course, our team is predominantly in Pakistan, but we do have customers coming in now from we have a lot of interest coming in now from our international expansion to UAE. So Dubai Medical College, Ras Al Khaimah, and a couple others as well. We're seeing a lot of inbound interest in sales starting right now, actually.
Very cool. All right, thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Asif. Next, we have Modulus Tech. Modulus Tech builds self-sustaining communities for the most underserved segments of society, providing not just homes, but better health, stability, and economic opportunities. The inhabitants are also provided with means to live their day-to-day lives with access to renewable sources of energy and clean water, forming a neutral carbon footprint. Over to you, Nabil.
Hi, my name is Nabil. I'm the CEO and co-founder at Modulus Tech. Modulus Tech was started to solve a global housing crisis that we felt really passionately about, being civil engineers ourselves. And that's because today in the world, 1.6 billion people lack access to adequate housing. And at the same time, 40% of global carbon emissions are coming from homes that you and I live in. So in short, there were no scalable solutions that could provide the most basic of human needs without destroying the planet. Hence, we put technology to good use to solve this crisis. We are now producing some of the world's most affordable net zero homes. Our proprietary flat pack system allows us to deliver homes in 10% of the time with 90% reduction in carbon emissions while costing much lower than conventional homes. These homes also meet international building codes and safety requirements. Moreover, the flat pack design allows us to ship 11 units in a single shipment or container, making it very economical to transport. Our standard model is now priced at $9,000, which makes it very affordable for the bottom 40% in developing countries across Africa and Asia. We have also formed critical partnerships with investors in affordable housing, as well as mortgage companies to provide homes for as low as $60 per month. Right. So far we have developed 40,000 square footage of built space. We've tested the product in different environments across Pakistan, and we've gained access to project finance, through which now we can deliver over 2,000 homes in the coming years. Pakistan is a country now which has an effective demand for more than 5 million housing units. And with our ambitions to scale globally, we've kept the model extremely asset light by outsourcing all of the manufacturing and delivery of homes. Hence, this year we experienced 10x growth in revenue whilst being bootstrapped. Now, this takes us to our next challenge. We're looking to grow capacity and deliver on these projects so that we can create impact. We're currently seeking $2 million in growth capital to scale across Pakistan and to start entering different markets across the world. We're also looking at the tiny homes market in the US and North America specifically, which has been growing quite extensively recently. Thank you. I look forward to your feedback and questions.
Where are you doing your manufacturing of the components? Are you bringing it from China? Is it domestic?
We get all the material from local distributors. So raw materials are sourced very easily. And then we have 3 different manufacturers in Karachi currently that helps us to ship the product across Pakistan.
And what's been, I guess, your biggest impediment in terms of scaling? Have you gotten strong demand from consumers, or is it lack of funds?
So there are actually huge impediments in entering this space. Affordable housing space generally had a lot of impediments in Pakistan. We've seen changes in policy in Pakistan that have now helped us sell the product directly to the end user through mortgage financing companies. So that has been one of the bigger achievements in the housing space. Moreover, we got investments in affordable housing. Like we found partners who were investing in our projects. So now we can do our own projects in affordable housing. And that process takes a while with the due diligence that the partners have conducted. So that's what's taken us a while. So moving forward, we now have the demand. We're seeing a lot of interest from developers, especially land developers, because what we can do is that we can increase the ROI on the projects where they're currently waiting 2 to 3 years to deliver homes. We can cut down that process to 3 months. So it makes a lot of sense for them. So we now need more capital to grow our team and to also develop the technology and conduct some R&Ds so that we can deliver more markets.
And what's your per square foot cost if I were to use the traditional metric compared to a regular home? Like how does it compare?
The product we're selling in Pakistan is for low cost homes is $12 per square feet. And that's 20% lower than conventional homes. And further, what we're looking to do is that because we're saving a lot of carbon per home, we're looking to trade in carbon markets so that we can further reduce that price by up to $1,500 per unit. But even now, like we're working privately without any subsidies, we're able to provide these homes at a very reasonable rate. In Karachi, there's actually 40% of the population living in slums. These people are currently paying rents, and I've visited these homes. They live in shanty homes that have leaking roofs, and they can afford to pay rent of around 12 to 15,000 rupees. We're giving them a mortgage for 17,000 rupees in Karachi with a proper 2-bedroom home, which keeps them cool in the summers as well. So it's quite impactful for them.
Wow, that's it. Do you have a picture? I'm very eager to see what sample looks like.
Yeah, I've uploaded a video on our profile, so please go and check it out. It's this project was also featured on COP26 in Glasgow, and you can see how the homes are designed and what the features are.
Cool. I'll check it out. Thanks.
Thank you.
This is really cool, Nabil. And in the graph, it's showing the inflection point to 10x revenue growth. Looks amazing. What drove that inflection point, and what's the growth do you expect in the coming year?
Asif, that's a great question. So we changed our business model this year. We were initially manufacturing ourselves. That had limited our growth, but that was fine initially because we were also testing and refining the product. So this year we saw an increase in growth. We made partnerships with investors for projects. And what we did was that we started outsourcing our manufacturing. That helped us scale by 10x very easily without investing a lot of funds.
And for next year, what's your projection for growth rate year over year?
So we're expecting at least 5x year in growth. But just to give you an example, right now we're working with the Development Bank in Africa. The requirement in one country is 40,000 units. And that project, if that converts, could result in a 20x growth in revenue year on year. So it's really about getting the right contracts.
Amazing. And then you mentioned $12 per square foot. So walk us through the economics of that. So that's the revenue. What does your gross profit on that is?
Our gross profit on that is 30% for low-cost homes. But for our tiny homes model, that's 10 times more than our low-cost homes in Pakistan. In Africa, the margins are slightly higher as well because construction costs are higher there. So we have a lot of margin in international markets, even more in Pakistan, because Pakistan is one of the cheapest countries in terms of construction costs.
And then when you think about, tiny homes or ADUs in California, for instance, would you find local manufacturers in the US for that to manufacture your designs, or do you make them here and ship to the US?
So we've actually found distributors in the US. The next part of the process is to ship a unit and get it approved. And after that, we can either send them kits or send them the entire product, but they would be the ones assembling it over there. And this won't be exclusive to one distributor. We can work with current contractors working across California, especially because that's a booming market for us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Atul.
Thanks, Nabil. Next, we have Social Champ. So Social Champ helps companies social media presence strong by helping them schedule post, repeat, and generate content. Through their platform, companies can manage multiple social media accounts, create posts with images or videos, organize incoming messages, and also improve ROI, track analytics, generate reports, and simplify and automate the content creation process. Over to you, Sid.
Hey, can you see the screen? Awesome. Awesome. Hi, I'm Samir Ahmed Khan, CEO at Social Champ. Social Champ is a company that was formed by an accident. We are working on our third startup and trying to promote that startup. So we are looking forward for a tool that had 6 points. And we looked for a tool, searched it, couldn't find it. So on a weekend, we took it as a weekend project, made that product, and shared it with some influencers like Guy Kawasaki, Ian Anderson, and some e-magazine stores. And luckily, that weekend project got more traction than the startup we are trying to promote. So we created a company that has the 6 points for growth that we thought are important. And so Social Champ came into being that combines the powers of social media, social CRM, and influencer market space. So, and since that day, a lot of customers started driving the product with the feature requests they asked, with the features they asked with social media platforms. I have 2 more co-founders. We worked together on 3 different startups. We bootstrapped a consulting business and a little marketing agency till 2019. And then we got our first investment from Oman Technology Fund. And then we also followed by an angel investor in 2020. We have global customers from United States, UK, Canada, Australia majorly, and our vertical is kind of spread out. So basically, a hotel management in Germany, San Francisco Police Department, Stanford University, they are our customers, and even influencers. To this day, we have published around 60 million posts via Social Champ. We have 550 paying customers. We have a gross margin of 97%, and that's mainly because a lot of customers find us through organic search. We have $125,000 of annual recurring revenue. We have 35% quarterly growth, and this year had been phenomenal. We had a growth of 191% on yearly growth. The competitive space, if you look at it, we are trying to create an ecosystem where we have social media management, a CRM, which combines with the powers of CRM, influencer market space, so that businesses, startups, agencies, SMBs, they find one platform so that they could digitally grow on social media. And we're pretty excited about the feature, about how NFTs are coming in and how we can incorporate that into our platform. So thank you so much.
Hi, Samir, how are you?
I'm perfect.
Samir, can you tell us a little bit more about the platform, especially from managing the multiple social media aspects? For any company, just kind of walk us through that. I didn't understand. I want to get deeper.
Perfect. So basically, Social Champ, you go to socialchamp.io, you can connect your social profiles. It could be Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google My Business, Instagram, and even YouTube. So we have partners with 7 different social networks. We're also going to include WhatsApp. So you go to the platform, connect your social media pages, and from one platform, you can actually post to multiple platforms. You can create content. So we integrated with Canva, Bitly, and other different design tools. So within the product itself, you can create content, you can search for content, and with a single click, you can spread it out to multiple platforms. You can schedule it. You can see everything in a big calendar view, that what's going to come, what's not going to come. It's a drag and drop calendar, just like you have your meetings. So you can schedule, edit, and then also you can do a team management. So this year, the reason we have a lot of growth is because a lot of agencies started using this. Before we had less features, and now we have tools that team collaboration. You can share social media pages. You don't have to share the password of Twitter or Instagram because this is 2022. So basically, you can share it with Social Champ, and you can also have approvals. So it's an entire process where everything is streamlined. And this is just the social media management part. We have social CRM, which is in launch beta, where you can get messages from everybody on Facebook, Instagram, once on your Social Gem account. So you can reply to them on DMs, on posts, on see analytics. So you can do everything basically from one platform and see how your agents are doing in. So that's how you can see an ecosystem where with the social media management, there's a social CRM, and we are evolving into an ecosystem so that you have this one platform where you could manage 50 to 20, different platforms. We have analytics where you can generate reports. So you can see quarter, month to month, week to week, how your numbers are going, engagement. We give you suggestions on optimal times to post. You can export PDF reports and give it to your boss or client that this is how you're doing on social media.
And your annual recurring revenue, what's the breakup in terms of the type of customers? Are they from the US, from Pakistan? Where are you getting this? And can you also give a breakdown of how you charge? Is it a subscription service? Is it per post? Just kind of curious.
Got it. So major of the customers are from United States, US, followed by UK, Canada, and Australia. Like this covers 70 to 80% of the customers we have. And the pricing model is a subscription-based model, which is we have 4 different plans. So this, I think 2 weeks ago, we relaunched our pricing. We increased our prices. So we have 4 plans, which is there's a freemium model. There is a $29 plan, Champ plan, there's an agency plan, and there's an upper plan there where you need to contact us. It has the limitations of profiles that you have. So the only difference is the number of profiles you can add into one tier. And this week, we are also launched a freemium model that nobody has launched in this entire space, which is very powerful. And we are hoping that, like when you think of design, you think of Canva. When you think of scheduling, you think of, invites as book meetings, you think of Calendly. So we're trying to have a freemium model approach, which lets to product growth led, which will have people talk about, if they want to use social media management tool, it should be Social Champ.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Amir.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Right. So our last startup for the day is Bechlo.pk. Bechlo.pk is a social marketplace connecting thousands of home-based female sellers, resellers to customers across Pakistan by providing them with online platform tools and training to increase their sales and earn a sustained income from home. Over to you, Ziana.
Hi, everyone. I hope I'm audible and you can see my screen.
Yep, we can hear you.
Hi, my name is Yana. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Bechlo.pk. Thousands of women across Pakistan have turned to social media to earn an income from home. We at Bechlo.pk have built a solution for them to connect with customers. You can think of us as a localized version of Poshmark. Bechlo.pk is a social marketplace that connects female sellers and resellers to customers across Pakistan, providing them delivery and payment support, as well as training to increase their sales to earn a sustained income from home. Furthermore, we are empowering our female-centered community to become financially independent and enter the formal economy. Pakistan is a country of over 100 million women, 46 million social media users, and a $4 billion e-commerce economy. So the untapped potential of bringing these female vendors into the social commerce marketplace is immense. We've created a user-centered platform and have listened closely to our users to create a product that truly resonates with them. Our buyers and sellers love what we have to offer them so far. Women from low and middle income households in smaller cities can now access a variety of authentic and affordable products discovered through their social media networks and purchased with a few clicks. Our top sellers and resellers have seen an increase of over 30 to 60% in their income by selling through Bechlo.pk. For the first time in Pakistan, women can sell their pre-owned products in a social marketplace alongside small businesses and resellers, thereby normalizing the buying and selling of pre-owned items. Since our launch in March 21, we have gained initial traction and have generated some revenue. We have over 4,200 registered sellers, 80% of whom are women, and have seen a 30% growth month on month in our order volume. Our team is led by Faria, myself, and Amin, and combined we have an experience in e-commerce, business management, and operations experience in the textile industry in Pakistan, as well as working with women in underserved communities. We are passionate about empowering women to be financially independent and included to uplift their communities. Now that we've established product market fit, we're looking for a $100,000 investment to grow our team, upgrade our product, and increase customer outreach, seller support, and training. Companies like Poshmark and Meesho have validated the social commerce space internationally, and we're excited about setting the stage for this concept in Pakistan. I thank you for your time and look forward to answering any questions.
Thank you. Zainab, I had a quick question regarding if you go back to the previous slide where you're going through the chain, how are you doing the fulfillment component, and what's in terms of the social sellers, what platforms are you using? Is it WhatsApp groups? Is it Facebook groups? And what's the onboarding process?
Yeah, so what we've basically done is we have created a website called Bechlo.pk, and our social sellers are posting their products on our website. So they create a free seller profile, they post their products whenever they get an order. Our third-party logistics will pick it up from their homes and ship it out directly to the customer. So they don't have to worry about payment. They don't have to worry about having their own courier services. We provide that for them.
And again, on the pages themselves, I mean, are you bringing people onto your platform, or are you leveraging WhatsApp groups or Facebook or social media groups?
We're targeting our sellers and our customers through social media predominantly. Our focus so far has been through Instagram. So sellers and customers are coming to us by joining our Instagram community. They're learning more about us through our influencer partnerships and social media partnerships. So sellers are coming on board, posting their products. Customers are then discovering these products through our community as well, and our partnerships with social media influencers.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Hi, could you share more about your growth? The GMV in the graph, it's not very clear. So what the top line is?
Yeah, so our initial, we've just gained some initial traction, and our revenue is just about $2,500 right now. We've basically been focusing on sales over the last 4 months. Before that, it was more seller acquisition and and just developing the platform. We are at the point where we're processing about 2 to 5 orders a day, and our projections are basically based on growing to 50 orders a day, 100 orders a day, and then 1,000 orders a day by 2024. So our projected GMV for 2024 is about $9.7 million at 1,000 orders a day.
Okay, great. And you're bootstrapped so far, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, why not raise more? Because, you know, if you are building the Misho of Pakistan, there's such a massive opportunity that you want to just go at it, and it's going to get competitive, I'm sure. To raise more and, you know, go at a much larger target much faster. Why not do that?
Right. So we're definitely open to that. Just because we're still refining the product, we've received a really good feedback suggestions of how to update the actual web portal and develop the app as well. So our idea was, let's start with a smaller amount right now and then revisit it in a few months once we've established that. But yes, we're definitely open to that possibility and would love to discuss that or any suggestions in the future as well.
Great. And then what's your CAC for seller acquisition?
So at the moment, we're at about 400 rupees. Customer acquisition cost is about 400 rupees. And we do see that first up, that's a pretty low price for the e-commerce space. And we do see that decreasing just because through a really minimum marketing spend, I mean, we've only spent about $600 in marketing since we launched. We do expect that our CAC will go down. And we've seen a returning customer rate in January alone of about 30%. So our customers have already spent about, you know, our returning customers have spent about 7,000 to 8,000 rupees within the last 2 months.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks, Ziana.
Thank you.
And that was our last startup for the day. Thank you so much, President Atif. Jahan, any closing remarks?
No, just wanted to thank Faisal and Atif for being here and all the people who are on the Stonks call. Thank you for being here. As you've seen, there's some awesome startups. Please go through their profiles and see if you're interested in any of them. We've seen some interest already on the Stonks platform. Thanks to Ali and John and Davis for all the help. This is our first demo day on Stonks. I hope this will be the first of many. Thanks again, and good work, Kashaf and the team.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Bye. Have a good night. Jahan, I'm just bringing Davis back just to sorry, I need to end it.
Yep, I'm right here. Do you need help ending the event?
No, so I went and I did end the event on the Stonks page. I just, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys have officially ended the event, so that was a success. So everyone else got redirected.
Yeah. So now I just want to know what's the, so like I know the page remains active for about 3 to 4 days where people can still come. If you could just let us know what's the process going forward for some of the startups that have got some commits, and how does that work?
Yeah, so everyone who got those intros, they'll have on their profile page, they'll have a view intros and commits tab that they can select, and they can actually see, it's like a mini CRM. So they'll actually be able to see the email, the value add the investor was offering, and their check size, and be able to reach out to their email right there. Or I saw that in chat, they were on top of it, making those intros literally in chat, which was great to see. And so if that's, you know, how they want to go about that for intro requests, that's really what it is. I know the commit came from Ali, from his own, I guess, personal, you know, he invests through this too. So he'll meet with that founder. That founder can just email him as well. Same deal, but generally a commit, they can start signing documents right away. But without SPV set up, it functions a little bit differently. But yeah. So they'll all have intro commit page, and if they talk to more founders who met them from Stonks, or excuse me, investors who met through Stonks, they can always link that deal page in the next 4 days. It won't go away. Thankfully, it won't go away after those 4 days. If they want to use it as a way of like shortcutting to investors to get some details and get interest, but we recommend using their deal links. So if they go to their deal page now where they were editing, they could send that out, and the investor will be able to see it like they were seeing it live during the event.
Okay, got it. Okay, I think that's about it. Thanks so much, Dave, for taking the time out and being here. We will hopefully be doing more of these, and it'll be smoother next time. But thanks so much.
No worries. Yeah, trust me from experience, every single time you do it, it gets easier and easier, right? And the flow becomes more and more natural. Yeah, and you guys can, schedule the events through your dashboard. Super easy. I know you guys know how to do that. And if you have any more questions, email John and I. We're happy to answer them.
No, thanks so much, Dave. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, you guys. Bye.
Thanks, Davis. Bye. Guys, shall we turn off the live streaming so we can talk without?
But like Stonks के page पे अब नहीं आ रहा, वो लिखा रहा है next event in 4